Sometimes as planner girls, we can feel a little bit restricted by spiral bound, book bound, even happy planners because we can't take pages in and out like we can with a ring binder. I want to show you in this video that you can add lots of things to your planner even if it doesn't have rings, so stay tuned. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can add things like bookmarks into your planner, extra pockets, and all kinds of fun things that you wouldn't think of that you can add to a spiral bound. All these tips are also going to be useful for regular book bound planners or traveler's notebooks or even happy planners. And I will tell you what the adjustments are for those as we get to each one. So also I'm going to show you how to put in some bookmarks using ribbon and how to put an elastic on your planner to keep it together when you're on the go. So let's start with adding bookmarks, pockets, paper, anything that needs adding to the spirals. Let's get to it. So let's start out with that cutie pie little flappy tip-in at the beginning of the August divider. So what I did was cut a 4x4 card from one of the papers from the Simple Stories collection that is designed to match the Carpe Diem planner. So now I'm marking off where the hole should be, and I'm using this punch from Doki Book, and you'll see in a minute an easier way, but if you have a single punch like this is what you need to do. You need to mark off where all the holes will go, and then you punch each individual hole with this little punch. Okay, so I just found this punch that I completely forgot that I had. So it basically does the same as this little guy, but it has two at a time. Plus it has a little line for you to line it up on the last hole that you use, or you don't have to mark them with a pencil on your planner. So this one is from EK Success. I'm just going to show you how it works. So you have to turn this one this way. So you punch the first one, and then you put the little line in the top hole punch. And you keep doing that till you get to the top. So not only is this one a little bit stronger than the Doki Book one, it also punches two at a time, and you don't have to mark it off. So it's a lot faster. And it fits in your planner. Okay, back to the slow Doki Book punching. Sorry about that, but now you know that you can do it an easier way. If you are using a book-bound planner, then all you need to do is to washi tape in any of the extra pages. In a happy planner, they have their own specific punch, which is the same as the Doki punch and very similar to the notebook punch, but I think that the discs are spaced a little bit differently. You may have to use a pencil and mark them if you're using the little single punch. I thought that the scale of the bikes on the back was a little small, so I found the actual full-size version and I used that, and I just traced it and cut it out and stuck it to the back. We'll get to the decoration of all these things next week, so we're going to move on to the next thing, which is a pocket, and it is so simple. Here I took a piece of paper from the 6x8 pad and I just folded it up to make a pocket, and again I am marking off all the little holes, but again, if I had only known, I would have used that other punch that I had. And even this one is so weak that I couldn't even punch through 2 layers. I had to open up the flap and then punch it again. So yeah, I have to say it was more than a bit annoying. I'm marking them again so I could punch underneath. Yeah, it's a bit of a headache, but the other one does work so much better. Okay, and then once that's done, you can just glue the other side together, and once it's popped into your planner, that'll hold everything in on the left hand side. Next up, we're going to make a birthday bookmark. I'm going to use this spread basically for birthdays, but you can also use it for any important date. This is also from the 6x8 pad, and I just cut 2 happy bloomin' birthday, and then on the bottom I didn't want that wreath. I wanted a little place to put some post-its. At first I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, but then I found a piece of paper that matched and trimmed it down to have a little frame for my post-its. For this one, I decided to try my crocodile. Now you can use any hole punch, regular circular hole punch that you have, but I happen to have a crocodile. And the good thing about this is that you can actually adjust the depth of how far down that you're going to punch so that you can always have the exact same depth. The holes are always going to be the exact same distance from the side of the page. Just make sure that you use the big holes, not the little ones, because I used the little ones at the beginning and I had to go back and repunch them all. And then I made little slits from the edge of the paper to the hole with a pair of scissors, and I made it like 2 little cuts, so there was about 1/4 of an inch gap. So those will fit around the coils in the spiral bound planner. So you see, you don't need a fancy punch. You don't need a specific notebook paper punch. All you need is a regular hole punch and a pair of scissors. And then I added some sticky notes, and these are from the Bloom collection, but they match close enough. And then what I'm doing is I'm writing down the birthdays that I have in the August section, so that way I can take the Post-it, flip to the month, then I can write them in on their specific days. I could also take the entire bookmark out and move the bookmark, but I don't know, I thought it would be fun to have some Post-its in there. If you are going to use the entire bookmark, then instead of having Post-its, you could just have a little white piece or a little card in there in the frame, and then you could write in each month all the birthdays in pencil and then erase it for the next month. Next up, we're going to make a different kind of bookmark. Now, what we're going to do is take a piece of ribbon. This is baker's twine. It's going to measure a little more than twice the height of the planner, and then you're going to tie a double knot on the very top coil in the back. The double knot will hold it nice and secure. Then when you put it in, you can pull it across the coil and use them as bookmarks on 2 different pages in your planner. For a book-bound planner, all you need to do is to adhere them to the back cover, and then you can pull them through. If you're using a happy planner, you can tie them through the whole of the very top disc. Hi, Future Kara popping in here just quickly. I wanted to show you that I switched out the ribbons from the baker's twine because I found them a little bit flimsy. They weren't heavy enough to hold in the book, and they flipped okay, but it was just sort of flimsy and light, and they were always flying out of the book. So I switched them to this gingham. Even those are a bit light. You can always put like a bead or something on the bottom, but I didn't want to do that. I switched them out for this, but even if you had like a grosgrain ribbon, that would probably be best. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. So okay, back to your regular programming. Okay, on to the final hack. I think this one is my favorite, and it is so easy, but it's so practical. It keeps your planner closed when you're out and about. You can use whatever decorative elastic that you have on hand. This stuff is the stuff that you use in traveler's notebooks. That's what I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. Start with your elastic in the back of your planner, bring it through around to the front, tie a nice strong knot, cut off the ends, and now you have the elastic to the right size that you're going to need. Okay, so then we're going to take it back off of the planner and we're going to wrap it around the back cover. You can see how it's going to work. You're going to flip it around to the front, but we need it to stick to the back cover. So you're going to wrap it around the back cover, and then you're going to have something. So I'm using a piece of pattern paper. You're going to stick it to the back cover. I've got adhesive on either side of the elastic, so the elastic can actually move through, but I don't need it to move through. It's probably better that it doesn't, so the knot doesn't come out. But that's all you need to do. You just need to glue it with probably some strong glue to the back cover, and then you have an elastic on your planner. The technique is the same for any planner you'd like to use. I hope you liked that video and you found some tips that were useful for you. Let's have a flip through and look again at all the things we added. So we've got this bookmark that comes in and out. We have this bookmark made out of ribbon. Stay tuned. The process video for all this is going to be up next week. We also added this little flappy tip in and the extra pocket, which also can be removed and added anywhere else in your planner. Just be careful if you don't close this side that everything doesn't fall out, and then you can just snap it back in wherever you want in your planner. Then last but not least, we added the elastic to keep it closed when you're on the go. So if this kind of stuff, tips and tricks, floats your boat, then make sure you subscribe, hit that little notification bell so that you will actually see the video, because you don't always get all the notifications from all your subscriptions. And if you're subscribed with the notifications turned on, you will be notified when this video comes out for the process for the setup of this planner. You can subscribe here on my little face. If you can't wait till next week, there are 2 videos here that you can watch in the meantime. Have a fantastic day and happy planning.